Good evening, monotype community, and and welcome to our coverage of the games of MPL Week 4 so far. Um, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. So, I'm felines, and I'm here joined by my co-host, Then. You want to say something,
Jonfilch,
Jonathan?
yeah, I am on the Tojo Falls Thunders. Felines is the manager of. I don't even know what your team's called actually. What are you the manager of?
Neverland Native Queens.
Yeah, the Neverland Needle
Aren't you a
Queens.
manager?
Oh, I
Aren't
am
you
a
a manager?
manager. Yeah, I'm the manager in the BO3 player.
Yeah, okay. So this week it's just been like a very exciting week so far. A lot of very interesting games, and I just have to get into the coverage of them. So we can start with the first game, uh, the White Queen versus Gross Sweep. Um, this is definitely an interesting matchup, right? The fire versus the flying. Uh, Basically, the fire actually was pretty interesting that I brought fire because White Queen brought Steel last week and they got matched up against Fire, so I didn't really understand that. Like, I felt like it was unlikely they were going to be Steel again. But this matchup doesn't actually look that bad for Fire. Like,
Really? I don't see what
because,
kills Team Knight. I didn't watch the game. I saw White Queen won, but I mean I don't see what kills the Dragon Knight.
yeah, it just depends. Like, because it depends, like, you can beat the Dragonite, right? But it depends on your sets. Like, if you have good
I
sets,
I think you have to trick it, or you have to like burn it with Volcanion. I don't see how Dragon Knight dies.
yeah, but also it's just not. I'd say it can be defensive, right? It can also be Dragon Dance, and we don't know which one it is, and that's kind of scary for Ghost Sweep. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on Ghost Sweep's sets. I don't think this is. I think this is like a fine matchup, but I wouldn't say it's like good or anything.
Right.
But
Torn lead, knock off the balloon, box, defog, on a magma. I mean, I guess his only fire resist is Dragonite, so you can try and overwhelm it. You just go, yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna
he
say, you just
does.
go Lando, just in case you get toxic. Box back up. I don't actually know I don't know what Rotom Heats use. Oh, nasty plot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're always nasty plot, but I'd say it's like pretty common set on fire. But sometimes they're screens too. What Growth Sweep's team looks like it could have been screens, but it's not screens. So
Mm-hmm. What did you sack one of the steel types? Probably the Corviknight, I think. I know you clicked on that turn button to see, oh, sack Steela. Yeah. Now what?
yeah,
Go D Knight? Uh, Zapdos. Why do you go Zapdos? Why do you switch out? Oh, it's sub.
yeah,
Actually, this thing looks like it not wins, but like I don't see how he kills it. What is it? Subtoxic?
probably. Yeah, this actually I don't think the start went that well for because he. I mean, it's double defog, and like the Lando and the Torn are defog. It's not the core that's defog. So now I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard for him to make progress. I guess a lot of his White Queen's mobs are gonna be boots anyway, but the Zapdos was not boots.
Oh, I missed magma. I
Yeah,
don't think that even mattered though. You can just spam sub. He doesn't have enough magmas. You discharge
yeah,
right there with toxic.
it's looking kind of bad now for
I mean,
Ghost
yeah,
Sweep.
I think it looks pretty over. I don't see what wins. Actually, maybe a Roost Folk can win if it's not DDD night. Like Roost Folk late game goes to this.
Yeah, he got forced out by the Blacephalon. I'm assuming because of Trick. So,
He probably just predicted specs,
or
didn't
he
want to pin the
spec,
Zapdos for free.
but it doesn't look like it specs because it did 33 to the Lando. So,
Yeah.
and it's also defensive Lando too, which is pretty bad. Like,
Toxic seemed a little goofy
Actually, that's
there.
probably fine. Defensive Lando is probably fine for him.
Roost. Yeah, I mean, even with the split F drop, you're not breaking this because you just like sack whoever and then bring it back in. And he does get a split F drop. I assume that's what he does.
Yeah.
Sacks torn. Dies to a crit. And you just go back into D9 and
I think
Roost.
that is defensive Dragonite too. I think if it's not defensive Dragonite, that Shadow Ball might like do more damage, but I think it is defensive Dragonite because he reveals it
It is
later.
bulky, yeah, but I don't know if it's like bulky TD or something. Bulk up.
And
What
then
is
like
his?
here's his main breaker for like this is his win condition right now. If he gets like a Zen Headbutt flinch on the Dragonite, then he might be able to win, right? But it's just going to be hard for him to do that with White Queen
That
still
did
having his own
28.
attack.
What are these users? Oh, Zen, bulk, what? Fighting move, Pyro low
Yeah.
kick or some shit. I guess you don't kill the Zapdos, you can toxic. I think he could have just bulked up again in front of the D-Knight, though. I think he could have just gone +2. I don't see why not. It clicked Earthquake, and it did 28.
Yeah. He might have been scared of like toxic or something, but I don't
Well,
really get it.
if you bulk up the first time, I don't really see a reason not to bulk up the second time.
Yeah.
Because like if
Now
he's got
it's like
toxic or something, he's gonna click it. But now, like I think he's just fucked. Especially this is DDEQ. Well, I guess it's not DD because he would have clicked it. It's probably some heal belt bullshit.
I mean, we know White Queen wins the game, but this situation
Yeah,
actually doesn't look that bad for a Growth Sweep, right? Because if he gets the Sludge Bomb poison, then the Volcarona is able to win, right?
yeah.
Because
Well, I think it's heal bell on T Knight, isn't it? Because it's on DD.
yeah, it reveals Heal Bell later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I think Roost Volk won. If it was just Quiver Dance Roost, like it won. Instead
Yeah, I think
of, I
so.
assume it's 3 attacks.
Also, I think Psychic King here is like a better play,
This
right?
turn it is, yeah. You psychic there. There's no point in quiver dancing because you have to go for special defense drop or like a crit anyway. And yeah,
Does crit even?
that
It
did
doesn't even look
fuck
like a
all.
crit kill. So
I mean, you could
yeah,
double crit and split F drop. Yeah, oh yeah,
yeah,
crit didn't even kill.
probably
But
had better odds if he's
it
there.
was. Roosevelt won. Damn.
So it ended up being defensive Dragonite, which is pretty tough for him to break with Heal Bell. If it wasn't Heal Bell, he probably had a doing that.
I mean, DD. I mean, most Dragonites use Roost anyway, even if it's TD Roost. DD Roost looked like impossible for him to beat. That's why I kind of just
Yeah,
thought that White Queen auto won. It just wasn't a TD Roost.
yeah, it's kind of showing like this how it's kind of difficult for Spire teams to really break common stuff like that. Like you have to run better sets, I think.
I
Like if
mean,
he had,
I think if he had Roost or if he just bulked up again with the Cinderace, like I don't see why he don't bulk up again. What's the
yeah,
what was the next game? Because like Cinderace gets +2. Well, it gets +1 when he sacks Lando because it's the intimidate, and then I don't know. I think it was better if he just did that.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, he could have, as he was taking the chip anyway, right?
Yeah,
So
it was the turn before this. Yeah, this turn. I don't see a reason not to bulk up again. Like if the Dragonite has something for the Cinderace, he's gonna click it, but he didn't click it. He just clicked Earthquake and hit 28. I think he just bulk up there, and I'm pretty sure
yeah,
Powerball killed. Oh well, he will learn next time. Gross
yeah,
sweep.
that might have been the difference breaker maker, but
Oh, not the
overall,
CO game. So we
we can
started
move on to
off.
better games. Like,
Yeah, this game was pretty shit. We started off with a loss to CO, which is dire considering CO he had 0 wins on the mono sheet, and he'd been around on the mono like in the mono community for 8 years. Um, I don't do any
a lot of
prep,
people,
but I don't know why
yeah,
we picked Ice. I think Ice was kind of fishy, and look what happened. He brought Steel. People said the Scizor 6-0 and we won if he didn't have Scizor, but like CO 6-0'd us and the Scizor didn't even come out.
yeah, the ice was definitely an interesting pick. Because I think most people assumed that meta was just going to bring like Psychic or Steel or something that just really can't really auto lose, like the Ice kind of did here. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, the ice like had a chance to win, especially if there wasn't a scissor like Seo had. But
I don't know, because like
it's still pretty bad, right?
I don't know, because like this the Scizor did not come out once this game, and we lost like really badly. I don't
Yeah, but I think
know.
like the I think he didn't set up hail until like really late too, and that
He
was
didn't. Yeah.
yeah, that could put him at worse odds.
Hello,
Yep.
Cell. We are just recapping games. I mean, I guess maybe with like spikes and shit and hail up,
I
maybe
I think
this
you
turn
need
was what
hell up
fucked us though.
ASAP, and he had to make progress with Orain. Like we were sub roar.
Yeah, I think okay. So I think my thought process of all this is that sooner or later, I think the Heat Chain versus Wolverine turn was going to come down, even if we had spikes and if we had hail, and then we would have gotten toxic anyway. So I think we were kind of losing this anyway, even without the Sizzler there, because
Yeah.
I think that turn was going to happen. Honestly, you can just go next game. Like we get fucked up. You can like skip through this one because
Getting spikes up also isn't easy.
that as well, yeah. Because it's our cloister that has spikes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
We tried
this
to
finch that
fish CO, and for some reason CO was being clowned in our cord for not fishing, but he just brought a standard type and fucked us up. So nothing else to say there.
Yep.
yeah, just
I
pretty
guess at
unfortunate
least
sequence of events.
at least my boy got a
But
win.
we can move on to a bit more of an even matchup, I'd say. We
Backwards
had
name.
What's
what?
up?
Backwards name.
Oh
Oh
yeah, the
yeah,
backwards name guy. He's on what team is he on? Not the Gengars. I actually don't
Isn't it
know.
the Phineas?
Oh, it
yeah.
might be the
Shebeki's on
Phoenix.
the team.
And then Gray's on the Braves. I think that's their
Because
first game so far. Um
saw a pretty similar matchup in MWP, but the Poison team was a lot different. It had, Wheezing Galar and had a Glow King. And Shireki's team doesn't have either of those, which I think is a pretty big mistake.
So
I mean,
my when I looked at this on preview, I was like, I think KYUREM just wins. I don't see how the KYUREM doesn't win. Like it just kind of kills everything, and nothing kills it. I mean, I guess you have the Crobat to toxic it when it's behind a sub, but like if it's specs, it's gonna click freeze dry a bunch of times. If it's sub, I mean, you can like play around the Crobat because I think Gray should know that it's that Crobat set. And then DD is kind of the same shit as sub freeze dry because I'm pretty sure PP stalls toxic effects.
yeah, and I think that might actually come into play in this game. Uh, yeah, I don't think this matchup's a
That's some nonsense. Fucking Thunder. Nah, that's some nonsense. That para fucks him though. That's really bad for him. Good
Oh
chomp.
yeah. Now this looks kind of over. I didn't know it was Thunder or Dragapult.
Thunder's ass. You should just use T-Bolt. Like, I don't know why we're using our 70% accurate moves.
He wants the para, man.
Fair enough. He did get it. That shit did 52. Great, what are you doing, bro? Going into the win con? Oh, I guess it's faster actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean that's a bulky and especially with the Crobat paired, you can't even like toxic the Kyurem anymore. So I don't see how it doesn't just win.
Yeah, now after that turn one, it looks like pretty impossible. I mean, unless this Garchomp, I guess the Garchomp was walled by the Crobat. Was it really walled?
Might have been twist. Might have been like Scarf Rocks. Actually I think that is
Oh,
revealed
yeah.
later.
Oh, it was Scarf Rocks. Okay.
And I guess he just predicted Scarf Rocks and stayed into Toxic. That was funny.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to do that, you might as well roost, right? But
Actually, I
he
guess you
was.
don't really need health on Crobat for anything. Crobat's kind of dead now because it's buried. So I don't mind him clicking Toxic.
Yeah, just depends because the Toxic on Dragon might still be okay. Because the Drapion revealed knockoff taunt, and
Mm-hmm.
that set doesn't look like it's gonna be that good against at checking the Hydreigon, but Let's see.
Oh yeah, knocked off his scarf. Earthquake, outrage. I don't think that crit mattered, just from like head calcs. He chooses to what? He just scalds again or he covers.
I don't think it mattered unless EQ was a max roll.
Yeah, they even then that outrage was definitely a roll, like at worst.
Yeah.
Defog, what do you click? Plot. What do these use? Like fire move, earth power? Fire move. Yeah, rear
Yeah, it's
slash?
probably sub too. Sub, nasty plot, dark pulse.
Oh, okay. Well, that did a lot.
Whoever made this Drapion set is a demon.
Yeah, that shit's ugly. No T spikes.
Yeah. I
He is
feel
not
like it's
cooking
just not
greased.
that good, right?
No, yeah, I think like, oh, it's not specs. I guess it's what, E-belt? Um, I think that like it looks like there's a game being played, but like this isn't even really a game because the KYUREM just wins, and there's not much that the opponent can do about that. But he's just kind of like waiting to get it in.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it
Yeah,
even
because
switch out
DD,
for the rest of the game?
yeah,
Probably
because
not.
DD just solos like you solo Pex, Pex gets PP stalled versus you. Bicycle Spear and DD have too much PP.
This is just
There's
another example of him.
I was gonna say,
Another
there's no way
example of
that this
KYUREM
mon
being
isn't
broken.
broken. Yeah.
There's literally no way. Literally, this game was over as soon as turn 1 happened because the Crobat was dead.
hmm
And yeah, I'm not really a fan of this poison team. I feel like Nihilego is pretty troll, but it might have been fine if the turn 1 didn't happen like that. The Expert Belt Dragapult set is also pretty weird.
It's cool. It's got
So
good coverage, and it's nice to switch moves. Because he probably
yeah,
doesn't have a dragon move on dragon team, I guess. I don't know.
Jiraiya, it doesn't look like he was expecting it because, you know, it's just not that common of a set, and it looks like it worked out, so it was interesting to see, yeah. And then now we can move on to
Oh, 2 hour Oras game.
Oh boy.
yeah, there was a lot
Um,
of discussion about this game.
so
Yep.
Maroon is Sunny Day Zard Y, and he's like Scarf Final Gambit. What is that thing called? Star Raptor. He's like
Yeah.
Sub Thunders. He has some bulk, and then it's like Sky Attack.
It's
Halucha
the
and
Thunders
Sash Lead
is
Lando.
sub Dark Pulse NP.
Oh, it's Dark Pulse. So
Mr. Psychic.
I don't see any good reason to not lead off with Charizard Y. You get a free Solar Beam on
Yeah.
anything. Um,
The
we
worst case scenario he has here leading Zard is Kings or Dracos, but that's still not killing.
yeah.
Yeah, and from what I remember, Kaiser used a similar team to this, like maybe in World Cup, and
Yeah,
it had a Mega Gara over the Charizard.
he first used it in World Cup against me.
So, I mean, if Do Amphibian knew that, he could probably guess the stats, but I'm not sure if he knew that because I just don't think he plays a tier that much.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think he does. He just kind of gets past a team, and we walk him through a bit of things. We were Button Toad, Specs Kingdra, and Specs Keldeo, Swift Swim, Seismitoad. It was like bulky. I don't even remember what our Rotom had, and we were like 3 attacks, max speed Gyarados. I mean, yeah, we can start it.
yeah. Oh, music
I
is on.
I don't understand the Lando lead, but I think if you are going to lead it, you should just get
Yeah.
up rocks and throw it out. But he did
I
not
don't
do
think
that.
I think Lando lead was probably the worst thing he could have done actually. I don't think it accomplished anything at all
I mean, I don't
against
hate it
any
if he
potential
just
lead.
throws up the rocks, but like I don't get the point of leading it and then switching out. I like the turn two. I thought that was a good play.
Yeah, but early game rocks don't even help you that much against this team.
Bro, up versus no up. No, I mean, yeah, I guess you don't throw it out because you might have to defog later on after Q gets up his rocks. If he has defog, I don't actually know if he has it.
He doesn't.
But yeah, we go into Toad. We're not Water Absorb. We are Swift Swim. We're not offensive. We're like bulky. We just kill the Zatu, which I like. And he goes Charizard. Yeah, then we throw out our Toad to get up rocks. I like that play too.
Massive
And then
up.
what do we do? We just go to Toad, right? Yeah, we go Toad. Go hard Kingdra. I like this opening from DU. I don't know if I like the Toad lead that much, but I mean, he didn't lead Zard-wise, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, we go into this on the sunny day, and then we have a free Polytoad.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't expecting the sunny day, Zard, right?
I think in Dew's mind, he kind of won from this point, unless it was sunny day, and that's just something he doesn't consider.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. No, I just like Kingdra anyway. I think that's a good play there.
Yeah.
Because you can just go right back into Polytoad, and we can get our eject button. And that's what it does. As he focus blasts, I didn't even notice that. I thought he like solar beamed. Yeah, we bring in the Kingdra. So I think we should have pumped.
Yeah.
Because Surf has an
It
18%
was.
chance to kill, and Pump is 80. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess at least we took the Zard Y down. So it's alright. Goes Lando. I think we should have hard killed Yod. Looking back at this turn, I think hard killed was the play. Because we don't need it
Yeah,
for
the
anything.
kill.
So we
Yeah,
don't
it
get
doesn't
any
do anything
boosts.
except against this. And if
Yeah.
it dies and you get towed in, then you're in a really good position.
Yeah. And I think Maroon. What does he do? Does he just T-bolt us? I think he
He
T-bolts us
does a
and we
lot
sack
of questionable
Polytoad.
stuff here.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the. What would I have done there? Do you just Volt with Rotom, let it die, go Toad, and then like sack Keldeo? That doesn't even help that much though if he clicks like sub. I guess you don't really sub there. You should just T-bolt. But if he does sub, you're fucked. I don't know. I think at that point that was an awkward sequence from DU. I don't think he had a clear play. Unless I'm missing something.
I think going Toad was fine there. I think vaulting would be not great. Like the same thing happens anyways.
Yeah, I guess. It's just this is like a not desirable endgame for us.
I
Yeah, because he
also,
reveals sub.
yeah, I also think that you didn't think he would be a sub.
Yeah, fair enough. So if Maroon clicks sub here, he won.
Yeah.
Like I don't see how he lost from there. Even if his Thunders wasn't able to sub again, you let it die. You can just go Lucha. And okay, granted, it's not as black and white as he won. Like he had to hit 2 inaccurate moves. Actually, did he have to hit 2? Because you go Star Raptor, I think, first before Lucha, then you can just Brave Bird until you die, and then you can just bring in the Lucha and win. I think
Yeah,
that's correct.
doesn't Acro kill everything? Or he has to hit one sky attack, right?
Yeah. And Gyarados won't kill it with Waterfall. But yeah, then Baroon does this, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
So, oh, I didn't even know Kaiser dropped 2 dots in the battle chat.
I can,
teammate.
I cannot blame him.
I know. I'd be mad too if this was my teammate. So the game basically came down to a roll on the Mega Gyarados.
Yeah, I mean, this still is an okay spot for him. It just depends on whether this Sierra lives. Sometimes they run Spadef, so it's kind of up in the air.
This was
the,
like a 50-50 roll.
Yeah, the main thing is that this was like 200% avoidable by Maroon. Like, and somewhat by DU if he sacked the Keldeo to the Landorus instead of Rotom's HP, but like this was very avoidable by Maroon by just clicking sub
Yeah.
with Thundurus to 1 turn.
Because, yeah, the Holucha sweep looked very free from here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just a pretty... Like, the choice on what to do versus the Thundurus, like, sacking the Polytoad, that was, like... it was more like up in the air for Dew, but once like these turns happened, Maroon had a lot clearer of a win path, right?
They did, yeah. It was just hit 2 inaccurate moves, and and then it was 1, 2 or 1, 2 at most, maybe just 1.
Yeah. Well, we can move on to this next game. So this is we have dragon versus flying. The dragon is usually favored in this matchup because of the KYUREM,
Mm-hmm.
and TJ's team doesn't look very good against KYUREM. It only has the Celesteela. It's going to be Spadef Celesteela, probably, for the KYUREM, but he doesn't have... If it was double steel, then he'd be able to do more against the KYUREM than he can right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But that doesn't mean...
I think
he
this
doesn't have
is...
any counterplay. It's just
Well,
kind
I wouldn't say he has counterplay because he really doesn't. It's basically you have to throw something out if anything that isn't Celesteela is in front of the KYUREM. I mean, depending
Yeah.
on the set, but like, actually, it's not even depending on the set. DD fucks you up. Sub freeze dry Earth Power. I mean, Earth Power obviously doesn't do anything here, but like sub freeze dry, you still have to sack something. Specs, you definitely have to sack something. I
Broken
think this
Mon.
looked, yeah, I think this looked
Pokemon,
very tough for
Pokemon
TJ.
Fever. He has a win path with the Moltres. I think the Moltres can live even a spec. I think it can live a Specs Ice Beam. I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't
don't
know
really
that calc. Maybe bulky Moltres could. I guess I can see it. I don't know. KYUREM's like really strong, but Moltres does have very good speed F. I think that pair was kind of was it kind of
Yeah,
ass because I think it's Scarf
and
Pull. Because I've seen Scarf T Wave used and like that could have fucked him over if it ever came down to like DD Dragonite turns. He can just hard pull neither darts or T Wave because TJ definitely like knockoff Ender.
yeah, that was a pretty lucky turn 1. Now this Horn isn't even going to like be able to threat, like the Kyurem can just come freely on
Yeah,
it, which makes the situation even better for Lax. So we're gonna see.
and
This
that
takes
did
56.
56. Yeah.
I wonder if that's even Spadef's, like, max Spadef's still then. I feel like it's... I don't know for sure, actually, but... It's definitely Specs because it revealed Ice Beam. And...
Yeah, I mean, just from the damage that specs. I don't know if he calced because his timer didn't really show up, but I feel like if you had even a chance to live the beam, you should just slam there. But he still kind of fucked anyway.
Yeah, and now that the Celestial is paired, it's, gonna be even worse for him. Like, he's gonna have even less chances to win.
Yeah. I mean, Rock's up. I think it's in beam range now. Sub Lando is not really going to help him. I mean, I don't know, like I don't know what there really is to say about this game. KYUREM just kind of comes in and fucks him over.
Yeah. I mean, now the Kyurem can get a kill every time it comes in, so... It comes down to the sweep, right? He actually managed to get himself into a position where he can get 2 boosts with Moltres, which was, fine.
Yeah. The gravity there seemed I don't know what he was trying to accomplish, but I guess he was just sacking it. So it's fine.
Yeah.
So he agilities and then he plots, which I do agree with. It just happens to be haste or gouge. So this game was like super over. I don't think that crit changed anything. He was fucked anyway.
So now he just needs to get the Hydreigon in and he'll win.
Yeah.
So that was just another example of Kyurem being a broken Pokemon in Monotype. Sadly, our council doesn't want to do anything about it.
I didn't actually watch this game. Crashy versus Sabella.
Looks like the Celebi just kills everything at preview.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
Latios also kind of kills everything at preview. I mean, he doesn't have an Empo, right? So
Well,
it's
he's
not
got
like he
Slow
can...
King, which checks Latios. It's not a good counter, but you can like check it.
Yeah, I don't even know if it will take... I mean, it depends on the set. Like, if it's AB, it probably takes Draco into a
AV isn't an
Draco.
item in Gen 5.
Oh, is it not?
No,
Okay, then I
but
don't even know if it checks it that well.
I think mixed def takes two Dracos, two Specs Dracos. Oh, actually, it's 140 base power in this gen. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I know it can in like Gen 6 and up, but I don't know about Gen 5.
I mean, both of these teams are pretty weird, right? I mean, Sabella has been Azelf. Uh, Azelf isn't really seen that much except on HO, which I don't think this is. And he doesn't have a Victini either, which is going to be fine for this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really know shit about Black White Mono, so I don't know how to commentate. I don't know if, like, I just kind of assume that Azelf is Sash lead, but I don't know if that's a thing in this gen.
I think it's the thing. And then Crashy, he has no Empo. He does have a Sharpedo though, and that could potentially do things in this game. But Sharpedo's impact versus Psychic, it's just very dependent on like getting chip. He has to, break the Zam Sash somehow, and he has to get it in versus he has to like get rid of Colbers, and it's just
Yeah, I assume it's Colbur
it's gonna
Celebi.
be
You'd
kind of
have to proc that, and then you'd probably have to weaken Jirachi too, like a lot.
yeah. So it seems kind of difficult for him to win this game. So
Oh yeah, lead
see an
Azelf.
Azelf lead, yeah.
And that shit clicks U-turn, so I already don't know what that does.
Yeah,
Is that
I don't think it's
specs?
the lead then if it clicks U-turn.
Is that specs?
Then
Because that did so much.
I think it is specs, yeah. Because it was slower than
Mhm.
the Azelf too. But the
Eject
Azelf, I
button.
guess the Azelf could be Scarf, but
That's a weird pump to me. Is it not HP Ghost or HP Bug? I feel like you would be in this gen. Oh, I guess maybe he thought he might pivot into Celebi.
yeah, I wonder if it's really not HP bug or if he was just bluffing that he wasn't HP bug because he was probably predicting the Jirachi to come in, right?
Yeah,
And
I
then
think that's what
Stella
he was
just
doing.
started.
Latios just looking die? Go on.
Yeah,
And
now
this is
he can't switch into it at all, and he can't switch into the Celebi at all. So this is kind of
that's an odd Keldeo to me.
this is kind of over for him now.
Is Seismitoad allowed to
Look,
use Swift Swim with Drizzle?
what?
Is Seismitoad allowed to use Swift Swim with Drizzle?
I don't
No.
think anything can.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. Ooh, that second pump miss seems kind of ass. Oh, never mind. It was Wish. Well, actually, I guess I'd let him body slam though. So, I mean, I don't know. He had like four pumps already. Rocks up. Oh, it's leftover Celebi. Why'd that crunch do nothing? It's leftovers. It's not even Colbur.
Yeah,
Damn.
it did 66, so that was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Torpedo is just kind of bad.
I think if he went into Starmie first, he had a better chance. Because you can just beam. Actually, he probably just kept the Celebi. He probably switched the Celebi out, kept it out of crunch range.
But
So you
even
like
then, he still
waterfall.
can't sweep Sam
Yeah, I mean, you
alive,
could
so
waterfall flinch try to flinch the Zam in case it's because then you either have to one like I mean you could flinch it if it's T wave, then you might have to hit a focus blast through para, which is I mean through flinch chance, which is not that good.
yeah. Sometimes they sometimes it's like energy ball. Although
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if it's going to be energy ball Alexam on this team because he has a Leaf Storm Celebi. Yeah, and then it's kind of just over from here because
Yeah.
after the Sharpedo dies. Alright, and then we have this game.
So I
Just
think every
happened.
game so far has just looked like a
Yeah.
monotype moment. Other than
The
like
RS game wasn't.
oh okay, true. Other than the ORS game, I think these were all kind of mono moments. Like I don't like whoever won that, I don't see how they lost that, like any of these games but the ORS one.
Yeah, I mean this one it looks pretty over on preview, but I mean there was some debate on whether Grass can in this matchup.
I mean, I don't see how he beats Venusaur.
I don't see a Celebi, so it looks impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, a Celebi would have been good here for sure,
Grass is
but he's
bad. I'm
running.
telling you. Grass wins no games in any gen. Not Oras, not SM, not SS. It won, like, what, 2 games in SS? It's bad. That is just my take.
Oh yeah, it was 2 out of like 4 though. That's not terrible.
Alright, I guess it's not terrible, but it's the worst of the 3 starter types. Nobody ever picks the
Yeah.
grass starter.
But
The Muck wins too, surely, right? I mean, I guess there's random knockoff mons, so maybe not.
yeah, it could not have poison jab. It could be like knockoff pursuit. I think they sometimes run that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Curse, Recycle, Knock, Pursuit. Oh, and the Pharaoh has Knock. Hmm.
But yeah, I mean his main he has to like try to wear down the muck somehow. In order for the Decidueye to like maybe have a chance at sweeping. It just looks hard for him.
All right, this doesn't even click Glare, clicks Leaf Storm because it's Assault Vest.
Yeah, the Assault Vest Superior reveal was a little surprising for sure.
I mean, that has to be terrible, like really bad.
Assault Vest with Mirror Coat. I mean, I guess it's for Greninja, but I just I don't really see how that's better than just like having normal sub glare stuff. I think that's just like more consistent, right?
So if it's for Gran, I mean, what do you do when they just click Gunk Shot or U-turn? You're gonna look pretty dumb. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't play enough SM Mono to really know what it could be good for. Maybe it's for the Venusaur on the other side of the field.
Yeah. I don't think it even gets off a successful mirror coat in this game, so it's just I mean he revealed it really early too, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if he revealed it on the Venusaur, but
He reveals
I
it
feel
here.
like
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, now this is at 75, and then so like if he keeps letting his muck take chip like this and then switching
Oh,
out, I mean
the
he
Surf
could
is faster than the Crobat. I just noticed that.
yeah, I think it's like defensive Crobat.
Mm. I don't like that. I mean, I don't mind bulky Crobat, but I don't know why you'd be slower than a Surf. Yep, knocks off the vest. Oh, it is Poison Jab.
Yeah.
Braylon.
Oh, it is 73.
Yeah, this thing's strong. I don't know what fighting move that is. Focus Punch? Because I've usually seen Z Rock. I don't know what the Z fighting move is.
Yeah. Probably should have Swords Danced on this turn, right? And just like hope he got a crit or something.
Um, Maybe? I mean, later on, I know, like, the Decidueye somehow gets 2 Swords Dances, so I guess whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, here, he SDs.
Swords
Doesn't
Dance
he
on the
SD
switch.
again? Yeah. I like that play.
And this does 73. So
However, the Muck ends up living. Yep. Sadly.
looked like it could have been doable, but I still would have been. It still was just like a pretty over game at preview.
Yeah, it
Like
was.
there
I
were
don't see
some
how he beat
chances.
Crobat plus Muck plus, like, Venusaur and Pax. Like, he was gonna. I mean, obviously, he was able to kill, like, 2 of them, but he was definitely not gonna be able to kill all 4.
Yeah. And the assault vest superior certainly didn't help either.
Yeah, that was definitely a waste of a slot. At least Glare could
Yeah,
have like done some bullshit.
yeah. If he had Celebi, he could have done a little bit more. But yeah, those were all the games that have been played so far. But yeah, they were all they all showcased, how great Monotype is as a tier. Honestly,
How competitive Monotype is. Yep.
Isn't Shade making
why
it soon?
deserves a slot in SCL?
Oh, actually, I guess the White Queen game was not one due to matchup because I think Gross Sweep choked. But other
Yeah,
than
I
that,
mean,
and the Oros game, I think they were all kind of Monotype moments.
yeah, there were some fine ones.
I mean, they're enjoyable. I liked watching them, but you know, it's hard to really gauge the skill of these players when you have games like these where
Yeah,
one person just can't do anything.
yeah. I mean, I think even this game, it could have been won by both sides. It's
I
just
don't
like a lot
know.
harder.
I think it was really, really tough for Crashy. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not good at Black White, but I don't know. Just because the Celebi like killed everything with Leaf Storm and it lived everything. Yeah, the Latios too. Uh,
Yeah,
I think that's it.
definitely. The games so far have definitely shown some like more creative building choices, and they have not worked out so far. Like creative team choices.
Oh yeah, creative choices. I forgot that we had Lucky Piper trying to call activity on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a small recap of the game so far in week 4. Maybe we'll actually do predictions for next week. Maybe we'll recap some of the weekend games. Maybe we'll record some live. Who knows? Thank you for tuning in to my channel. I am John Filch, co-hosting with Felines and Cell. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.